My dad was self-employed, so I always had a perspective on what that looked like. Also, I was very close to my father-in-law, who was a small business owner here in Oklahoma City, and so he was always a sounding board in terms of what I was doing in the business world or trying to accomplish, and I developed a much wider network of people to rely on in later stages of fundraising, but early on there was some initial people that were able to give me advice and feedback into what I was doing. Being an entrepreneur, I think it's absolutely critical that you learn to detach and disconnect. And most recently, just after coming through a success and some new ventures, I just needed some time away. And so we did a trip with my kids and my wife, and that was focused on them. And then more recently, I did one with my wife. And so just being able to completely disconnect from the world is really hard, but you've got to learn to do it. I mean, I found myself literally on the way to the airport as we were making connections, and I'm checking email, making phone calls, and I start to see a situation that gets me a little fired up. And the next thing I know, I got off my phone and I deleted my email account. So it wasn't there, right, for me to check, away, because we're just used to running at such a crazy pace where all we know to do is solve problems and make decisions. And so, it takes a few days from just being on vacation to get out of that mindset before you come back to reality. On my last trip, I kept my personal email active just because I knew that it would be all the spam and things I've signed up for through that, but no business-related issues, and so that was a safe ground. The first couple of days of not having my email, I caught myself just, natural tendency, pick it up and try to check it, realizing that nothing was going to come in because it's not hooked up. And then towards the back end, I really felt like, okay, I've had a good amount of time to decompress, and so the last day there, I hooked it up and, spent a couple hours just seeing what's been going on in the world and trying to re-engage my mind.